Advanced composition came about as a way to bring the Writing Center into the school day so that we would have opportunities for students to be tutored during the school day as opposed to after school. And it also provided the opportunity for us to have more substantial time with the tutors themselves to train them and to work with them on their own writing.
Edison High School first offered advanced composition in September 2009. 28 students enrolled in the year-long class, which was created to teach students about writing and tutoring in a hands-on setting.
So I don't think that there's another class that's taught like advanced comp in the country in the high school level that I'm aware of.
The class is unique because students also learn the practical skills of operating an organization.
Give them opportunities for leadership. A lot of times we talk about the fact that as tutors it's more than just being a student, but that it's part of being a leader in an organization. So as you can see around the class, there's a lot of things going on right now that are different than just tutoring, so they have responsibilities to the organization. So promoting it, reaching out to teachers, trying to reach out to students to have them come into the Writing Center. So there's a lot that goes on in this class besides just writing and just tutoring.
A student leadership team was immediately created for efficiency and organization. Students applied for positions as managing tutor, materials coordinator, tutoring scheduler, and other positions to help the Writing Center operate smoothly.
Managing tutor, and what that entails is that usually there's 2 managing tutors, one from each class, but this year I'm the only managing tutor. Basically, I set up leadership meetings, which we talk about like objectives that we want to fulfill and maybe create presentations for the administration.
While tutoring takes up a large portion of the class, the 20-minute break between lunches provides time for lessons. Ms. Jensen sets up lesson plans that allow students to engage with their knowledge and practice what they are taught.
And in the vein of learning about writing across disciplines, this article actually comes from an anthology of the best science writing of 2010. It's an article called The Truth About Grit, and it was first published in the Boston Globe. So the question that you just answered actually is the question that prefaces this article. The question is, what makes some people stand out as pioneers, innovators, or geniuses? Is it their IQ? So this is the answer by a scientist in this study about what he calls grit.
Teaching style is definitely very hands-on. She likes to do a lot of activities during the class times where we get to annotate a lot and definitely cut stuff out and make sure that we see a lot of visuals as well.
The various methods of teaching, such as class discussions, reading other writers' work, and role-playing tutoring sessions, fortifies the foundation on which tutors can build their writing qualities.
I definitely think that by using different teaching methods, she gets across to everyone in different ways because we're all different types of learners.
The variety of writing styles and genres to which the tutors are exposed help them in their own writing and when tutoring across the disciplines.
Several of the assignments we did, like the wood paper we were writing in the disciplines, she teaches us mini lessons. Like a couple days ago we did intro versus intro paragraphing, and the different assignments teach us different styles of writing. Like we had a review and now we're doing a press release, so it teaches us lots of different techniques.
Because of the nature of the advanced composition course, tutors need a strong sense of community in order to grow and develop. Team building activities in and out of school encourage students to get close with the other tutors and see them as co-workers and friends. Interactions range from the beloved Bananagrams competition to a holiday book exchange outside of school.
We are able to help the tutees better whenever we feel supported by each other.
Advanced Composition 1 and 2 meet at the same time. One of the ways that they were integrated was through a mentor matchup. These relationships have been highly successful in helping new advanced composition students become familiar with the practices of the EWC.
And she's the best mentor in the entire world. I'm not even kidding. Because, well, you see Kyle. She I don't know, we're just so similar, and I'm really excited because she always helps me when I need her help. She's like a big sister. She's always there for me.
My mentor-mentee relationship is probably the best in the class. My mentee is Courtney Anderson, and we are kind of like twins, and except that I'm the advanced comp 2 version of her. And oh look, here she is right now.
Oh my gosh, here I am.
Oh, hey Courtney.
Hey,
What's up?
Nothing, just,
I was just talking about us.
Really?
So we work really well together.
Yes, we do.
And
Pretty awesome.
it's been very helpful for both of us, for her to learn about tutoring and for me to get better at tutoring because I am telling her about tutoring.
Yes.
So we've both learned from each other,
Yes, we have.
and we just like to have fun together too.
Yeah, we do. Scorpion. Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
One of the most obvious aspects of advanced composition is tutoring. Students learn how to engage with tutees in different ways based on the skill level and personality of the tutee. I know last year and this year Advanced Composition 1 learned this, but we learned the different types of hats that tutors wear, one being the coach and then the therapist, and I think there's the superhero or something. But there's a lot of different aspects that we look at, and maneuvers or strategies that we take in order to get them involved and interested in the conference and their paper. As the EWC expands, other challenges arise that put tutors in new positions. One such occurrence is group tutoring, where tutees from the same class all bring their papers to one tutor. This collaboration works well because the tutees know the assignment better than the tutor and can give advice.
I actually wrote my tutoring strategies paper on it last year, and I learned a lot about how you have to balance your time with your tutees and letting your tutees know that they all have to interact, and you encourage them to all give suggestions, so that way it kind of puts the tutor in the back seat and the tutees more in control of the papers.
Another challenge is shrugging off the image that the EWC only caters to English assignments. Advanced Composition has countered this myth by reaching out to other disciplines within the school to help unite all of the courses under the Writing Center objective.
Well, I was basically part of this project called Writing Across the Curriculum, so WAC, and I basically just walked around the school and collected papers from all the teachers, and then I brought them back to the Writing Center, and we basically organized all of them to have this, portfolio of projects or assignments and such.
Advanced Composition students are dedicated to maintaining good relations with the school. They use incentives to bring more students in and provide them with brain fuel when they arrive.
Monthly raffles where we give people who come into the Writing Center, they can get donuts or a Chipotle gift card.
This is also achieved through coordinated events and advertising.
Oh, well, the EWC birthday was an event that we had to get the Edison community coming to the Writing Center, and it was a big deal considering that the Writing Center was relocated because of construction. And so basically what we did was all of the tutors brought in a dessert, and we would have, in everyone's lunch block, we would have them write a short little poem or a haiku or something, and they could come down and bring it to the Writing Center and get a dessert. And I think it was really successful as far as exposure comes.
The reason for the wood paper is kind of to teach students and also tutors how to write in different disciplines and also how to tutor in them.
So annotating is one of the most important parts of poetry analysis. It sets up the paper and you use it to extract literary devices so that way it creates the basis of the paper and you can use it as text evidence.
The largest and most famous assignment of an advanced composition student is the writing in the discipline's research paper. Students spend the first semester researching the writing style of a subject of their choosing, write a 10-page paper, and report their findings to the class in a 15 to 20-minute presentation.
So I picked science and was in science lab writing, so I researched lab writing, and I talked to teachers, and I ended up with like an 8-page paper about just how to write lab reports, and I presented my findings to the class so they would know how to tutor lab reports.
Now we're going to have a fishbowl discussion on the article of my writer that y'all read before my presentation started. And how fishbowls work is there's an empty chair, and when somebody wants to come into the discussion and say something, they'll step into that chair, or will sit into that chair, and then one of you 4 people will go out, and then that way there's always an empty chair. The comparable Advanced Composition 2 project is to follow a periodic writer and observe their writing style for the purpose of incorporating techniques into their own writing. After several weeks, they wrote a paper a la their writer and taught the class their writer's techniques in a 20-minute presentation. Ms. Jensen suggested they come up with a creative lesson plan, so some students incorporated competition, class interaction, and even a fishbowl discussion. While these are the 2 main projects, students spend the second semester writing in different genres to create a writing portfolio.
One of my favorite assignments was the Nancy Gibbs essay because it was fun and personal, and I really like that kind of writing style where it's informal but it's also intelligent. I also appreciated the fact that we did a resume because I've used that on so many applications, and that's really helped me get into colleges and get scholarships.
Other assignments include a business letter, press release, and food or movie review.
Interesting because it was kind of like real life writing, because I mean we write a lot of essays in English class, but it's like, what are we writing this essay for? Like, we're writing it for a grade, but a restaurant review is something that people actually do in the real world.
Students found the assignments very helpful in their growth as writers.
It shows that you not only know how to write, but you know how to write in different genres, and I think that's extremely important to not just high school, but you know, when you go on to college and even in the work field, you need to know how to write in different ways so that you can appeal to different audiences.
Advanced Composition 2 students have quarterly projects aimed at leadership and modifying the EWC to fit the school. One such endeavor was to rewrite the evaluations that tutors, tutees, and Ms. Jensen used to give feedback on tutoring sessions.
Kyle and I worked together to develop the evaluations, and we just looked at the old ones and we were like, okay, well, this is what I like about it and this is what I don't like about it, and then we went around to the class and we were like, what do you guys want to see in the evaluation and what do you want to be evaluated on, and we took those into consideration and we developed a new one.
Another project was to help plan and coordinate a Writing Center workshop with the University of Maryland Writing Center and other high schools and colleges in the area.
Well, for me, I think it gives me an opportunity to lead other people and to sort of plan things, which is something I think, I'm not sure if it's maybe what I want to do for a career, but it's always something that I think is a helpful skill.
A team of about 8 tutors worked to launch a social media campaign that would boost awareness of the Writing Center and its events.
Also on the social media group, which we're working on creating a Twitter, creating a YouTube with this video, and Facebook, a Blackboard site, and the Edison website, just updating the Edison website and making it more user-friendly, I guess, or have more information about the Writing Center.
Follow us on Twitter. Are you coming to the Writing Center?
Yeah.
That is a great idea. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Tweet, tweet.
Yeah, I think that the longer a student is in the Writing Center, the more deep their understanding is about not only about the writing process, but also about the learning process. They have an opportunity to think about their own learning, and as they come into contact with students who learn in different ways, and as they learn to tutor and teach students that are different than them, I think it's a great opportunity for them to have a better understanding about their own learning process, as well as obviously being exposed to lots of different styles of writing.
Students have seen this change in themselves and acknowledged the lasting benefits of their involvement in the class.
I've definitely become a better writer because we experience lots of different writing styles and we kind of learn from them. And so, most people start out with that standard 5-paragraph essay, and since we get to view different types of writing, we find out that there's more than that 5-paragraph essay.
I really enjoyed the class in general. Some of the assignments we've done were a lot different than a basic English class because it takes it a step further. We look more in depth to the writing and not just the assignment itself. And Ms. Jetson's a really good teacher, so a lot of the stuff that she teaches us is not only beneficial to our tutoring conferences but our own writing as well.
As advanced composition goes into its 3rd year, the newest phase will be launched. Level 3 of the course.
It's really great to have tutors that have been in the Writing Center for multiple years because they have a level of expertise, and so they have the chance to mentor the newer tutors. So I just really see them as working by my side as assistants to the class and really making an impact and reaching out beyond the class to the school. Well, I'm hoping that, in the next few years we'll really start to approximate the capacity that we can tutor at. So right now I think we're tutoring a lot of students. We've had, I think, 400 hours of tutoring this year just alone. But I think we have a lot of room for improvement and growth. So my hope is that across the school, writing will become a lot more predominant and that students will start to access the Writing Center on their own as opposed to waiting to be assigned to come here by a teacher.
The future of advanced composition has been questioned. Where will we be based? Where will we get funding? How will we continue to amaze teachers, parents, and students? One thing is certain. We will continue to do the right thing.
I know, it's just mind-boggling.